to clarify this issue, and many people are asking, is it now closed? Is this now official? Is there still room? Because we do know that there has been a lot of people saying that they are not going to pay these toll roads, and we've got the trade unions also stating that it's unacceptable, even though it has still been dropped. Is the conversation closed, or is there still room for moving?
All right, Minister, that's the question from the end of the studio. E-tolling.
Well, the budget is the budget. Once we say X amount of money is given, it's given. And 5.75 billion rands has to be found in our system in order that we can bring the e-toll fees for light vehicles down from 66 cents to 30 cents. 5.75 billion rands needs to be found in order for us to say we can cap any expenditure at 550 rands. 5.75 billion rands needs to be found so that we can say that heavy vehicles who travel during non-peak hours can get a 20% discount. Now, money doesn't come from, any tree. And we've gone a long way to understanding the concerns and the complaints that we've actually heard. We've gone a long way to make this totally unplanned expenditure in order to find the right kind of win-win compromise in the context of this e-toll toll road in Gauteng. And the appeal that I would make is this is final, that we should sit around a table and talk if people have better ideas. No march is going to solve any problem in this particular regard, and an adversarial approach is not going to help. Because how long do you carry on your adversarial approach? Is this not a sufficient signal on the part of government that we've had to radically reconsider our proposal from where it started to where we find ourselves today?
Okay.
Is this not enough of a signal to say we are listening and we are responding to the real concerns that people have? Right. So let's talk if we have a problem. Let's not get into unnecessary adversarial battles.
Okay. Minister, my budget for this segment is 3 minutes now. May I request you to answer Angelique's question and the question on the NHI before we go to the next break?
Angelique, on Twin Peaks, who needs to be consulted? Anybody that wants to make an input. So the way we work is that we come out with a discussion document, we wait for inputs, we come out with a second discussion document, we then begin to take that through the cabinet process, craft legislation, and we put the system into place. How involved does government want to be? As involved as it's necessary. Because we're now talking about millions of consumers of financial products in South Africa who are saying we're not being treated fairly, who are saying that up to 40% of my investment for my future could disappear in costs. That's unfair, it's improper, it often is a shock to people who don't understand the complexity of the products that the financial sector sells. I know some of my best friends are here who are from the financial sector, but notwithstanding that, we need to do some serious talking to make sure that consumers are treated fairly and transparently and without unnecessary complexity. On the NHI, we said that we would publish a paper with the revenue options by the end of April. We can then have a discussion about whether VAT goes up or income tax goes up or payroll tax goes up or a combination of those things go up. Remember the objective of NHI. The objective is to ensure that all 50 million South Africans get a decent health service, not just a small minority. And that's a long 14-year project, as you know.
All right, let's take a couple more questions before we go to the break. Yes, sir. And then there's a lady in front here. 2 students from the competition writing an essay to you, Minister. Yes.
Good morning, Minister and the Treasury staff. I'm Terence Sabir from Nedbank Capital. I will disregard the final comments around banks and discuss with you.
I didn't talk about banks at all.
My question is...
But if you want to make a confession, it's fine.
2 quick questions, Minister. The first is the budget was recently silent on exchange controls. Can you elaborate a little bit about what Treasury's view is on exchange controls going forward? And then secondly, in order to stimulate the entrepreneurship, particularly at the SMME level? What's your view on venture capital?
All right, thank you very much.
Minister, Pierre Verkuil from the Nedbank and Old Mutual Budget Speech Competition. Given the Eurozone crisis and investors' currently reduced appetite for risk, what are your thoughts regarding foreign investment in South Africa and our need thereof?
Morning, Minister. I'm Salma Kaji also from the Nedbank and Old Mutual Budget Speech Competition. My question relates back to the entrepreneurship question from the beginning, where you said that the private sector needs to become more involved in the entrepreneurship story. I want to know is it the private sector's responsibility when it comes to the investment to ensure an efficient transmission from savings to investment, or is the government going to assist us in that too?
Minister, what we'll do, I've reached the limit of my budgeted time for now. So FDI, foreign direct investment, foreign exchange controls, and transmission of savings into investments when we come back. We're going to take a break. Morning Live continues in a moment.